Welcome to Finance Dojo. We aim to be the best personal finance educational channel you ever need. Click that subscribe button and the notification bell right now so you won't miss out. Learn these 10 financial rules that you won't learn in school. What personal finance classes did you take in college? Or do you have any experience in financial management? It's fair to say that for the vast majority of students, these classes were of little or no use. Many would say, all we need to do is go to school and get a job. Unfortunately, things do not work that way. The knowledge you'll need to thrive in the real world goes much beyond what you'll learn in school. Success stories are built on the foundation of personal finance. In this video, we'll show you the 10 most essential financial principles that everyone should follow in order to stay ahead of the game. Number 10. Buying your first house. You've probably heard the saying that a down payment of up to 20% of the purchase price is required if you want to buy a house and to avoid private mortgage insurance. Despite the fact that paying a bigger mortgage payment may be difficult, the financial trade-off between paying more money now and saving up to 20% deposit may be justified. Over the past decade, the pace of real estate appreciation in the United States has increased significantly, yet wages have remained constant. As a result, conserving 20% of the home's value is implausible because the value will only rise dramatically in the future. You should go for it if you're able to save the money for at least 5 years. You'll be chasing an ever-moving object as prices rise if it takes longer. Number 9. Always save. School will teach you to save at least 10% of your salary. But let's face it, this isn't nearly enough to retire on, unless you're a multi-millionaire. A good savings percentage for most of us with a monthly income will be between 25 and 40%. We're not arguing that 10% is completely useless. In fact, it might be a wonderful place to start when it comes to building your savings muscle. Reduce your spending to save more money. Put that money in a savings account with a higher interest rate instead of buying that cup of coffee every morning. Number 8. Have an emergency fund. According to recent figures, up to 40% of Americans may not have enough money to handle a $400 emergency. This is a concerning figure that shows how many individuals overlook the need for having an emergency fund. What if you were to lose your job tomorrow? Would you be able to afford your expenses? The rule is to have 6 months worth of expenses saved up someplace. But the more you can save, the better. Number 7. Budgeting fundamentals. Budgeting is a crucial part of life, yet it is rarely discussed in school. Unfortunately, failing to grasp the fundamentals of budgeting while in school might put you at a disadvantage straight after graduation, especially after you move out. Lacking the ability to handle finances and distinguish between wants and needs might lead to experiencing one hardship after another. Everyone should understand how to budget a lifestyle that is supported by earned income. This involves knowing how to budget for all payments, while yet leaving enough money for needs like groceries and savings. But let's face it, no one likes keeping track of every single penny they spend. Instead, you might use a technique known as tactical budgeting. This necessitates the creation of long-term budgets and strategies. You can, for example, determine what you require each month and establish a budget that includes your needs, wants, and associated prices for the next 6 months. You may then divide the funds into multiple accounts based on the strategy you've set to ensure you don't go over budget. Then, to keep on track, you can refer to your list from time to time. Number 6. Compound interest. It may be the best kept secret in finance. Time is the one thing that every young person has over everyone else. They have an advantage when it comes to investing, even though they may not accomplish their financial goals immediately. Young individuals may acquire significant wealth by putting aside tiny amounts of money in a high-interest account, which will compound over time. Here's an excellent demonstration of the importance of compound interest. If you were given two alternatives, the first being a 3,000 bill and the second being a penny that doubles in value every other day, which would you choose? Isn't it true that most individuals would select the first option? You most likely did as well. However, if you do the math, the second option is worth $10 million after only 30 days. Number 5. Credit secrets. Most young individuals max up their credit card shortly after receiving them. They are then trapped in a life of debt, compelled to pay large sums of interest, and in some situations, this leads to late payments that may have a negative impact on their credit. The importance of credit ratings and keeping a good credit history is something that most people are unaware of. However, kids would most likely be aware of the secrets if schools focus more on teaching them this life skill. Here's all you need to know about it. Your credit score is one of the most significant aspects of your financial health, and it affects your financial situation as an adult in most cases. It's simpler to buy a house, buy a car, get a business loan, and reach other milestones in the future when you have a good credit score. Everyone should know how to establish credit and maintain a good credit score at all times. Here are some suggestions on how to do so. To begin, obtain a credit card. Most people believe that acquiring a credit card is a mistake. However, it is crucial for improving your credit score. Let me give you an example. I have a guy named Kevin who, like many others, delayed having a credit card after graduating from high school for most of his young years. Doesn't seem like a huge deal, does it? However, when he began looking for a home and a car, he was unable to obtain a loan since his credit history had not been established. When you apply for a credit card and use it, financial organizations keep track of all your purchases and interest payments. They will award a score to your name based on your efficiency. When you apply for a loan, your credit score will decide the amount of the money you may borrow and the interest rate you will pay. Number 2. Always make on-time payments on your debts. There's no getting around it. If money is due today, it must be paid today. Number 4. Insurance rules. If you have someone financially dependent on you, you should buy life insurance. This might be a kid, a spouse, or a parent of yours. Term insurance is preferable to a life policy since it provides coverage whenever the need arises. However, if no one depends on you financially, stop the coverage to save on money. Get the insurance for other elements of your life and assets you own, in addition to life insurance. This covers your vehicle, house, valuables, and health. You may also get umbrella insurance, which covers many policies and provides a discount if purchased from a single insurer. Before deciding on a company to insure with, take your time to compare different rates and features. Number 3. The cost of living. Taxes are such a vast subject that they are rarely covered in school. If you want to stay on the right side of the law, you must understand how they function. Learn how to determine the tax rate and how much money you'll be left with before you get your first salary or generate any sales from your company. This can assist you in determining whether a job offer will fit your financial demands and what pricing approach to use for your products or services. Fortunately, there are a plethora of online calculators that will take care of the grunt work for you. They'll display your gross pay, tax liability, and the remaining balance in your account, often known as take-home pay. A salary of $35,000 a year in Manhattan, New York, for example, will net you roughly $26,399 after taxes. Keep in mind the marginal tax rate that will affect your increase. An increase from $35,000 to $41,000 per year, for example, will offer you an extra $345 each month rather than $500. Make it a practice to do your own tax returns. There is a lot of misinformation and poor advice floating around, so be careful. Number 2. Take care of your health. Without insurance, a hospital visit for an accident like a cracked knee might cost thousands of dollars. What happens if you can't afford your monthly health insurance premiums? What happens if you find yourself in the emergency room? You may find yourself needing to borrow money to pay for your medical costs, putting other people's finances at risk. Doesn't seem fair, does it? Get a medical insurance policy as soon as possible if you don't already have one. Taking care of your health might also save you a lot of money in the long run. This includes eating the right meals, keeping a healthy weight, exercising frequently, and avoiding excessive alcohol and other addictive substances. You don't want to be regretful later, so take care of your health now. Number 1. College debt isn't always necessary. Contrary to popular belief, obtaining a college degree does not require the acquisition of student debt. They begin working immediately in order to pay it off. It is not always necessary to obtain these loans in order to further your education. Some colleges assist students in avoiding debt, like Davidson College in Charlotte. Other institutions provide excellent education at a fraction of the cost of private schools. You might also go to school part-time, work while studying, enroll in a less expensive institution, graduate quickly, or start education at a community college. But we're not suggesting that debt-free education should be the aim for everyone. It could be worthwhile in some instances. If you're planning to start a high-paying job path, a few $1,000s shouldn't hold you back. However, do not consider debt to be the most important aspect of being a college student. There are plenty of additional options for accomplishing your job objectives. That's all for today. We hope you learned something useful. This video is for educational purposes only and not financial advice. You should always do your own research and speak to a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.